These horsemen ride with the fist down inside, with heads like thunder, the rock of your pride. We'll have no mercy for big, far and wide.
How's it going, Whiskey Chaser fam? What up? Welcome back to the video. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my life. We are out here in Tennessee. It's a little cold right now. As you can see, had a devastating amount of snow, and the entire state has shut down because we're in Tennessee and they don't know how to handle snow. It's not true necessarily. We did have a little bit of snow this morning. It is cold. It's about 30 degrees. That's why I'm out here dressed like your favorite hipster chick chopper girl. The official costume. Man, I'm on a roll today. Out here today working on something for the 4RUNNER, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Can you see me in here? Ugh. There it is. Hey, what's up? It's gonna be a tube that goes on the top, and it's gonna carry water, and we're gonna use it for like a shower when we're camping, or we can use it for cooking water or washing dishes or whatever. You know, it's gonna be just something that's gonna allow me to take about 4 gallons of water. And yeah, let's go ahead and put this thing together. I got an idea. We're gonna do that. All right, here we go. First video in the new shop. It's very cold out here. It's about 29 degrees. It's gonna be awesome. Hopefully this works out. We're gonna see how it goes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be taking this black ABS pipe, and I'm going to be putting it together and then putting a fill line in it. We're gonna take one of these caps, we're gonna put a valve on it, we're gonna put a Schrader valve so that we can pressurize it, and then I'm gonna put a pressure release valve so it doesn't get too high, and then I'm going to try to see if I can use one of these to cap it off. This one I think might work. This one I don't actually know if it will. I'm not doing a lot of pressure. I'm gonna try to hit 25 PSI, and this one might work for 25. This one I don't think it will, but that's okay. I'll just return it. If those don't work, I have another idea. This is just something that I want to do to try to make sure that one side of it is open so that I can clean it out, so I can dry it out, so I can get all the water out of it if I need to. If I can make sure that, you know, like on days like today, that the water inside is freezing and expanding and causing any cracks or anything like that. We'll see. This is going to be what I put on the back, and then I'm going to cap this side with one of these caps, and then I'm going to have the valve right here on the bottom. I'm going to put the Schrader valve on the top so that we can pressurize it, and then I'm going to have a pressure release valve right underneath that so that we can release any pressure over 25 PSI. This thing has, if I can get this open with my gloves, a little spring in it. So this comes with multiple springs, and this one is rated for 25 PSI. So I'll put it on, we'll pressurize it, see if it holds, and if it does, then I'll let this out until it gets to where I want it to be. Yeah, should be pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I have some of these that go over the pipe. I think they're called 2-hole pipe clamps. And then I have some of these ground clamps that I'll use to attach this thing to the roof basket. And then I'll be able to carry around water with me wherever I go. Got this idea a while ago and didn't actually know how I would go about doing it. And then one of the guys who I know, Dan Howard, his brother Dave is part of my Discord, and Dan came out and hung out with us, and he has one of these in his truck. I took a long, hard look at it whenever I was there, and yeah, I was like, dang dude, I could do that. So here we are. This is the ABS pipe that I'm going to be using, and it is I think 5.5 feet or something like that. I'll tell you one thing about the cold is it absolutely kills these batteries. I'm on my 3rd battery and I've only been out here for about 15 minutes. So first things first is I'm gonna have to cut a piece of this off right here so I can fit it in between these guys. It's actually gonna go this way, but obviously these don't go together. They need something in between them. So I need to chop a piece off here so that this part can go here and this part can go here, and then we'll use the rest of this for the rest of the tank. All right, now that we got that part taken care of, we're gonna go ahead and put these parts in. So I'm gonna put the valve on the bottom, pressure valve and the Schrader valve right next to each other on top. Drill those out, drill that out. I have some silicone sealant if I need it. And then, yeah, should be pretty cool. This is just like a regular, like I said, a Schrader valve. So it uses like an air compressor, like what you have on your tires. So I have a portable air compressor that I can just plug into that, and it has a dial on it so I can see how much pressure I'm putting into it. And then this, like I said, is set to 25 pounds, so it won't go over that. This will just start releasing all the pressure. We'll see how that goes. Since it's so cold, I don't actually know if I'll be able to record any of this because this is like one of my last batteries. So I'll come back when it's done. We'll see how it is. All right, folks, little progress report. So I drilled this out. I used the step up bit right here, and okay, see, you know what a step up bit looks like. I used that to drill out these. So I have the Schrader valve right here, I have the pressure blow off valve right here, and I have the ball joint valve right there. And then I went ahead and put silicone all on the inside, so that should hopefully seal this up. And now all I have to do is take this and put it on the back end of this guy so that they will be together. And then we got to put the front end on, and then we got to put it on the truck somehow. See if this thing holds any pressure. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to do this for a while. I'm going to have to let it sit and cure, but I'll be back soon with the progress report on what is going on next. I don't know. It's cold out here, dude. Nice thing is I don't have to worry about my beer getting warm. Colder out here than it is in my refrigerator. I forgot to say that with this particular valve and Schrader valve, I did want to make sure that it was secure in there. So I did get a tap, and I went through this. I ran this with this tap, and then I got the other one for this one and ran that. And then I used a ratchet and just a regular socket to twist them down in there so that they bit into the plastic before I put the silicone on the other side. Yeah, it seems to make sure that those are just seated really well. So there was that. All right, let's put this all together, get this thing somewhat looking like what we want it to. While we're standing here right now, I will go ahead and address one of the issues that a lot of people are going to have, which is this is ABS pipe and it is not meant for pressure. I understand that. I get it, okay? It'll be fine. I've seen this built 100 times over the last couple of days in my YouTube journeys of people doing this and building these for their rigs, and they work great. So all I can say to the people who are haters is suck it. It'll be okay. I'm not worried about it. I do want to make sure that I get a good seal on this so that I can make sure that there are no foam core bits in here. But the thing is, I want to leave this top part open so that I can completely and totally wash this out, right? That's the goal. So I didn't want to put just a valve on top because I knew it'd be more difficult to get stuff out of there. There we go. That thing is tight. Ooh, looks like a bazooka. All right, so this is generally what I'm looking for. There we go. And we're gonna let it set for a little bit, and then I'm gonna put the cap on it, see if it holds pressure. If it does, fantastic. I'll probably run and get some like rhino liner kind of spray paint or something and put it over this. Definitely going to, you know, clean it out, wash it out, make sure that everything is good, and then hopefully this goes in there. It holds enough pressure so that I can throw a water hose on here and have me a nice little camp shower or something, whatever, you know. Use it for dirty dishes, use it for washing your feet off after, you know, you walk back in the sand, or just anything you generally need water for. Let me let this sit for a little bit and then we'll come back. We'll see how it runs. All right, folks, we are back and it is another day. It is a lot warmer now. Still a little cold, about maybe 36, 37 degrees, but definitely a lot warmer. and my batteries are not dying every 5 minutes, and hopefully I can actually get some footage. So went ahead and let all this cure and dry, everything like that, for a couple of days. And as many of you are probably screaming at me in the comments, this did not work. In fact, I tried to put a little bit of PSI in there, got to about 15, and this happened. So yeah, we are going to be sending this back. I didn't actually think this would work, but it was only like $8, and I really wanted to try it out because it sits in here really nice, and I didn't have to worry about anything coming out off the top. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to use that, so I did get another cap for the top of this that we'll put on, as well as a valve, and the valve will stick out the top, and we're going to add, you know, an extra probably maybe 4 inches to the top of this thing, which I'm not too happy about, but it is what it is. We're trying to get this thing done, and we're trying to get this on there. This is a open ball valve. As you can see, you just go right through. So when we put it on, close it up, and then whenever I want to add water to it, I'll just open it, pour the water directly in there. Might take a minute, but it'll get there, and hopefully it'll be able to hold some pressure. So let's get started getting this thing on there, and then I'm gonna have to let it kind of dry up and cure, and we'll come back and we'll see how much PSI this will hold, and then we'll get it mounted to the top of the rig, and that's it. All right, let's get going. All right, that's on. This should be good to go for a little bit. I'll let that cure. Got some silicone all the way inside the threads, around the outside, around the inside. Should be pretty good and watertight, I would imagine. Hopefully, we'll see. And then once this cures up in a little bit, I will go ahead and add it to the rest of the thing, and then we'll put it on the truck. We'll see how it goes. All right, friends, so it's been a couple of days. I went ahead and mounted the tank up on the side of the truck. As you can see right here, we are all mounted up. It is very solid. I did change this up a little bit. As you can see, I put what was going to be the top down here at the bottom, and so that way all of the water is going to flow down here. There's not going to be any residual leftover stuff up at the top. I've already filled it up and emptied it, and it works great. So everything kind of flows down to this lowest point. There is going to be maybe like a cup or so of water. It's going to be in the bottom right there, but that's going to be okay. As I drive, it kind of, you know, sloshes out, and then I've been keeping these open and making sure that, you know, it can get out and evaporate, whatever, blah blah blah. And then I did change the top up a little bit. So because I ended up putting this down at the bottom, which was going to be my fill, I didn't want that little tiny valve to be up there, so I went and I got this PVC valve, this ball valve, and that's going to be my open and close fill valve. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll fill it up right now, and I'll show you how it works. And yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty cool. This is down at the bottom now, the pressure release valve and the fill, pressure fill, the Schrader valve, which is fine. I've already tested it, and basically it just lets out a misty spray through here if it gets too high, but it's set at about 25 psi, so it's not going to get that high. I've been setting my psi to like 16, 17, and so this is just basically like if it's in the sun and it warms up too much and it gets too hot, it's going to release that pressure there before it gets to any of the other joints. So yeah, let me fill it up real quick, and then I will show you how it works. All right, so I don't know how I did it, but I got a hose with 2 female ends on it. So it's not gonna work on this. I will get another one, but fortunately I do have this I can hook up to the valve fitting right here to kind of show you what the shower part is going to be like. And I got this really cool one that you don't have to hold down a handle or anything. You can just set it and then let it go, which is really cool because that means that I could get a like kind of 45-degree connector right here and attach it to that, and it would literally like kind of sit out like kind of like what a shower would do. What I really like about that is I can set it up like an actual shower, turn it on, and then it will just run until I turn it off. And yeah, so it's gonna be kind of like this. There you go. And I mean, it's not gonna run forever or anything like that. It's only got 15 or so PSI in there, but it's gonna run for a while. And basically it's got about, I don't know, almost 5 gallons. It's like just under 5 gallons in there, so it's gonna run for a bit. It's gonna be a little bit heavy, but it should be fine to drive around with, as long as, you know, everything stays tight and nothing kind of moves around. And yeah, so that's it, folks. There you go. That is my little project that I've done over the last couple of days. And yeah, check it out. It's ready to go. It's ready for some camping, and I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Hopefully we can get this thing set up to run with an actual hose, not this thing that doesn't work. Oh, I forgot to say, I probably spent about $175, I think, total on this thing right here, while there are ones on Amazon for about $100 to $160 that I could have just bought and hooked up. They did not have very good reviews. They had very, very, very bad reviews. And then I did find one from REI that a guy that I work with actually uses, and he really, really likes it, but it's a $500 unit. So I wasn't about to shell out 500 bucks for something like this. So this is a good kind of middle ground. If you're handy, you can do this kind of thing yourself. You know, you can figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. I learned a lot about this by doing it, and we'll see how it goes for the future. All right, that's all I got for this. The old shower. It's not too bad, man. Yeah, pretty neat. I like it. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. And check out some other stuff. You know, I do a lot of motorcycle stuff, but this is going to be kind of what I'm getting into now, is building up stuff for the 4Runner and making it into a really cool camping vehicle. Next thing we're going to tackle for this thing, I believe, is going to be the bed for the interior. It's going to have bed, drawers, you know, surface area for using for cooking and cutting and cleaning and all that kind of stuff. And I think it'll be pretty neat. I made a thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Love you. Please like, subscribe, do all the things, and see you later. Peace.